Hello, everyone. I'm North Hempstead Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth. Thank you for tuning into a very special presentation of our North Hempstead TV at Home series celebrating Black History Month. The origins of Black History Month began in 1915 with Carter G. Woodson. Upon celebrating the 50th anniversary of emancipation, he wanted to find a way to educate young African Americans about their history and heritage. He led the way for Black History Month to be decreed a month of national observance. Every February, we honor the significant role that African Americans have played in shaping our history and our future. The town of North Hempstead is committed to honoring the legacy and contributions of African Americans, including the many individuals of distinction who live right here in the town of North Hempstead. We are grateful to the trailblazers who came before us. Today, the town board and I are proud to read an enlightening story about the contributions of African American inventors. Now let's enjoy this special reading of Have You Thanked an Inventor Today? Written by Patrice McLaurin. This world is full of inventions. Some of them we don't even think about. But if you took the time to think about them, we'd realize we wouldn't want to live without them. You see, inventions, they make our lives much easier, and they also make our lives more fun. So we should thank the inventors who invent great inventions, for without them, we might not get anything done.
That's when you happen to glance over at your clock and realize that you're running a bit late. Well, you wouldn't know that you were it not for Benjamin Banneker. He invented the first clock in the United States. Thank you, Benjamin Banneker. So you put on clothes and you rush into the bathroom. You wash your face and brush your teeth, then brush your hair. Well, you should thank Lyda Newman for part of your morning grooming, as the modern day hairbrush was her awesome idea. Thank you, Lyda Newman. Afterwards, you're called into the kitchen for breakfast. This morning, it's cereal with fruit and wheat toast. Well, thank goodness John Standard improved the refrigerator, because hot milk with your cereal is pretty gross. Thank you, John Standard.
And when you're on your way to school, whether you're a bus rider, a car rider, or you walk, you have to thank Garrett Morgan for the traffic light. Otherwise, none of our streets would be safe to cross. Thank you, Garrett Morgan. Then, after you settled into your classroom and you've taken out your supplies, because you're such a scholar, please remember to show love to Mr. John Love, for his invention was none other than the pencil sharpener. Thank you, John Love.
Now, as much as I know that you love to learn, you'll admit that sometimes lunch is your favorite time of day. Well, you can thank John Robinson for your lunchbox, but for what's inside, it's your mom that you need to thank. Thank you, John Robinson. And what does mom usually pack in your lunchbox? Tasty snacks that make your belly go yum, like peanut butter, made popular by George Washington Carver, or potato chips invented by George Crumb. Thank you, George Washington Carver. Thank you, George Crumb.
Fast forward, the school day is now over. It's been a long one, and you're happy to be home. You check the mailbox invented by P. Downing. Thank you, P. Downing. Then chill in front of the air conditioner invented by Frederick Jones. Thank you, Frederick Jones.
Plus, your teacher didn't assign any homework, so you decide to play a few games on the cell phone. Well, if it wasn't for Henry Sampson's gamma electric cell, believe it or not, there would be no cell phone. Thank you, Henry Sampson.
And these are just a few awesome inventions. There are countless other ones that I didn't even mention, like the doorknob invented by O. Dorsey, or a type of guitar invented by Robert Fleming. Sarah Boone invented the ironing board, and Thomas Stewart invented the mop. Lonnie Johnson invented the super soaker, and W.A. Martin, he improved the lock.
So now, here's what I want you to do. I'd like for you to take a moment or two and ponder over how life would be if these inventions weren't created for you. Then, as you lie in your bed this evening and you think about how your day was spent, don't forget to thank an inventor. Then dream about what you'd like to invent.
Benjamin Banneker was a mathematician, astronomer, and writer. He invented America's first clock in the early 1750s, and he helped to design the city of Washington, D.C. Thank you, Benjamin Banneker. Frederick McKinley Jones was a mechanical and electrical engineer. Though his patent states that he invented an air conditioning unit, Jones actually invented the first automatic refrigeration system for trucks. This revolutionized the grocery business. The air conditioner was invented by Willis Carrier. Thank you, Frederick Jones. Garrett Morgan was repairman and business owner. He invented the three-light traffic signal in 1923. He also invented an improved sewing machine and the gas mask. Thank you, Garrett Morgan. George Washington Carver was a teacher at the Tuskegee Institute. He invented over 100 products with the peanut and the sweet potato. Thank you, George Washington Carver.
George Crumb was a cook and a restaurant owner. He invented the potato chip in 1853. Thank you, George Crumb. Henry Thomas Sampson Jr. is an inventor and a nuclear engineer. He invented the gamma electric cell, which is the cell used in powering cell phones in 1971. Thank you, Henry Thomas Sampson Jr. John Lee Love was an inventor. He invented the portable pencil sharpener in 1889. This pencil sharpener was also known as the Love Sharpener. Thank you, John Love. John Robinson was an inventor. He invented the lunchbox in the 1890s. Thank you, John Robinson.
John Standard was an inventor. He invented an improved model of the refrigerator in 1891. He also invented an improved oil stove. Thank you, John Standard. Lonnie G. Johnson is a nuclear engineer. He invented the Super Soaker water gun in 1982. He also worked on space missions to Jupiter and Saturn. Thank you, Lonnie G. Johnson.
Lyda Newman was a hairdresser and a women's rights activist. She invented an improved model of the hairbrush in 1898. She also fought for women's right to vote. Thank you, Lyda Newman. Osborne Dorsey was an inventor. He invented the doorknob in 1878. He also invented the doorstop. Thank you, O. Dorsey.
P.B. Downing was an inventor. He invented the street letter mailbox in 1891. He also invented an electrical switch for railroads. Thank you, Philip B. Downing.
Robert Fleming Jr. was an inventor. He is best known for inventing versions of the guitar in 1886. Thank you, Robert Fleming Jr.
Sarah Boone was an inventor. She invented the ironing board in 1892. Thank you, Sarah Boone.
W.A. Martin was an inventor. He invented an improved version of the lock in 1889. Thank you, W.A. Martin.
Thank you for tuning into our program, and we hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Check back throughout the month as we continue to celebrate Black History Month together.